All right, good. Next one's that squat to stand. So our feet are shoulder width. I start with a toe touch to my toes, pull myself into my squat with my elbows on the inside of my knee. We'll go a minute here, nice and slow. All right, so toe touch, pull myself into my squat, and go 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, if you're not sure what it is, look at someone else's screen. Your feet should be shoulder width though. All right, or squat width, and I'm pulling myself into my squat, elbows on the inside of my knee, stretching out those hips, quad, low back, a little bit of everything here. All right, so we got about 40 more seconds to go. All right, heels should be flat on the ground the entire time. All right, so we shouldn't be popping up on our toes. If we're coming up on our heels, let's go a little bit wider with our feet. All right, we got about 20 more seconds. All right, good. So when we're done with that, we can come down to the ground, hands and knees. All right, so you've got to reposition your camera so it can actually see you and not just staring at your back wall. We're going to go a minute aside here. T-spine rotations with the reach through, all right? So I'm going to reach underneath, reach towards the sky. Reach underneath, reach towards the sky. We'll go 45 seconds aside, sorry. All right, 45 seconds a side, nice and slow, reaching through towards the sky. Let's go 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, opening up that upper back. Don't let those hips rock side to side either. All right, about 15 more seconds here. Everything today is nice and slow. It's not about the speed. It's just about kind of getting that body nice and loose. All right, so let's go do the same thing on the other side here in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, about 15 more seconds here. All right, good. So what we'll do next, we'll stay on our hands and our knees. We're going to go 45 seconds regular child pose, 45 seconds child pose to one side, back to the center for 45, and then the other side for 45, all right? So really stretching out that low back, our lats, our pecs, a little bit of everything here. All right, so let's get going here. 45 seconds, regular child pose, just right out in front, going 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so I'm reaching overhead. I'm stretching out those lats. I'm bringing my heels or my butt down to my heels. All right, about 25 more seconds here. Just stretching it out, just kind of relaxing. You don't got to force any positions or anything like that. All right, good. Now let's walk over to one side. Doesn't matter what side you walk over to. And we're just going to stretch out those lats now, all right? We're going to hold it for 45 seconds here. So we're just holding this position. Just kind of relax. Use your bicep as a rest for your head. Looking good. About 15 more seconds here. All right, let's walk back towards the middle. We'll hold another 45 seconds dead center. Going in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, looking good here. About 25 more seconds. Should be able to get a little bit deeper into that position now. We're still holding, though. Still holding. We got 20 seconds to go. All right, now let's walk over to the other side. Stretch that out. All right. Other side going 3, 2, 1, and go. Use that bicep as kind of like a pillow for your head and just kind of sink into it. All right. So we're just stretching out that lat. All right. About 10 more seconds here. Good. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to stand on those hands and knees. We're going to go a minute of cat camels. All right. So cat camels for a minute. Just go at your own pace on them. All right. Really working on separating those shoulder blades and bringing them back together. All right. 1 minute straight going 3, 2, 1, and go. All right. Not about speed. It's about opening up that upper back. All right. So I'd hold the end range of each position for maybe a couple seconds. All right. Really try to stretch through that position and then go to the next one. All right, we got about 30 more seconds to go. All right, good. So next thing we'll do that groiner rock. So that groiner rock is one leg on the ground. That other leg kicks out straight. All right, so we're stretching out that one leg. So one knee on the ground, the other one comes out laterally, foot flat on the ground. We're going to go 45 seconds aside. If you want to hold the position and stretch out, you can hold the position. If you kind of want to rock in and out of it, you can do that also. All right, so let's get going here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So it's up to you if you want to rock in it or if you just want to stay in it. All right, that foot that's kicked out straight should be flat on the ground. All right, so we're trying to stretch out that outside of that ankle too. We're going 45 seconds aside here. All right, so we got about 30 more seconds to go. All right, good. So let's transition over to the other side here. We'll go another 45 seconds. Same thing. Going in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Wait, what are we doing?
Same thing on the other side. All right, about 25 more seconds to go here. Just getting a good stretch. All right, good. So the next thing we'll go through our lunge sequence. So we have our regular lunge, our T-spine. We'll get rid of the knee push away today, and we'll just do the hamstring. So regular lunge, hold, T-spine rotation, and then our hamstring rock. All right, so we'll do it all on one side, 45 seconds a side. All right, remember, we're always trying to drop that hip forward into the floor. All right, my hip should never be on top of my knee when trying to stretch out my hip flexor. I'm always trying to bring that hip forward and down to the ground. All right, let's get going. First 45 seconds here. Going 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, it's up to you if you want to hold that end range, if you kind of want to stretch in and out of that end range, but you want to be focusing on that hip flexor. All right, so if my right knee is on the ground, I should feel the stretch in my right quad. Got about 15 more seconds here, still leaning into it, still stretching it out. All right, good. So next one, we're going to go T-spine rotation. So whatever leg is in front, the opposite hand goes on the ground. You reach underneath the armpit, reach towards the sky. So opposite hand on the ground, reach underneath the armpit, not underneath your knee, and then towards the sky. All right, so let's get going. 45 seconds. 3,
So the
2,
same
1, and
arm
go.
that the knee. Oh, sorry. So the knee that's up like this is the arm that's going down.
Yeah. Like Ray,
Okay,
the
so-
position you were just in was good.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's keep moving through there, nice and slow. As I reach towards the sky, still dropping that hip. So my hips never move back. My hips are always still focusing on stretching out. All right. We're going to add an extra 10 seconds on this one because I think Ray slowed everyone down. All right, good. Now let's go to that hamstring rock. So I'm just going to push my hips back now. Just keep that leg where it is. Keep that front foot and stretch out that hamstring. All right, 45 seconds. It's up to you if you want to hold a position, if you kind of want to rock in and out of that hamstring. All right, completely up to you how you want to do it. We'll be here for 45 seconds. All right, good. So we're going to do that whole sequence now on the other side. So let's switch up which leg was on the ground, which leg was in front. We're going to start with our 45 seconds of just leaning into it, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, we got about 20 more seconds here. All right, now let's go into that T-spine rotation. So same thing. Going 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice and slow. Reach underneath the armpit. Reach towards the sky. As we do it, I'm still dropping my hip in.
Is that Arjun? Is Arjun in here?
Yeah, he's talking back to you.
Oh my
Small. You're
god.
like 230 now, buddy. What's going on?
Tell him to get his 12-inch biceps out of here.
All right, about 10 more seconds here. Hey, if you two shut up more often, you two could have these conversations a little bit more, all right? All right, let's go to the hamstring rock now. Going 3, 2, 1, and go. Just stretching out that hamstring. All right, we got about 20 more seconds here. You can either go with that static hold, you can dynamically move in and out of it, whatever you feel like you got to do. All right, good. So next thing we'll do, we'll go a minute per side. We're going to go pigeon for a minute per side, all right? Now, if you're not sure what pigeon is, just pay attention to someone else's screen. Otherwise, I think everyone knows what it is and should be okay with it. All right, minute per side here, going in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, we got about 30 more seconds here. All right, let's go a minute on the other side. Give you about 5-10 seconds here to transition, find a good position. All right, and let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so we should feel this in our glute. All right, trying to lean into it. All right, we got about 25 more seconds here. All right, remember, you don't got to overstretch it. Just go to an end range, take a couple deep breaths, try to lean into it a little bit more. Got about 15 more seconds to go. All right, next one, we're going to go through our 90-90 holds with our rotations. All right, so we're just going to go 90-90 hold, external rotation, 90-90 hold, external rotation, and then switches. All right, we've done it the last couple of weeks. We've done it at practices. All right, so we'll go first 90-90 second hold, no hands on the ground. All right, so we're just sitting straight up in 90-90. All right, we all know what 90 degrees is. So if your knees aren't at 90, let's fix that. All right, so let's get going here. 3, 2, 1, and go. We'll hold for 45 seconds. All right, so both your knees should be at 90 degrees. All right, everyone know what 90 degrees is, a right angle. All right, it's a square. All right, and we're just sitting here for 45 seconds. All right, if you find that it's too easy, you try to lean into it a little bit more or get that chest nice and tall. So instead of rounding forward, I try to sit into it more and try to get both butt cheeks to the ground. All right, good. So stay in this position. We're going to put our hands on the ground behind us. All right, so now we're just going to open up that leg. Whatever leg is facing the ground, let's open it up. The other knee stays pinned to the ground. We're going to go 45 seconds worth in 3, 2, 1, and go. So go as far as you can. Hold that end range for a couple seconds. Try to stretch through it. and then come back down to the ground. 45 seconds here. All right, really opening up those hips, those adductors. Got about 15 more seconds here. All right, good. So now let's transition to the other side of 90-90 any way you want. We'll start with our hold again and then our external rotations. All right, so hold on the other side going in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so knees should be at 90 degrees. All right, no hands supporting you at all. They can be like on your legs and kind of holding on, but you don't want to be supporting your body with your arms. Got about 20 more seconds here. All right, so let's go 45 seconds external rotations going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Got about 15 more seconds here. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do for the next 45 seconds, we're just gonna go switches. All right, so our regular switches, no hands on the ground though. All right, so we're doing it all with our chest up, leaning forward. All right, no hands as support. Let's go 3, 2, 1, and go. 45 seconds. Nice slow switches here. All right, we're trying to get both knees to the ground. So we're trying to go from one 90-90 position into the other 90-90 position. Got about 25 more seconds to go. All right, good. So next one we'll do, we'll just have our feet straight out in front of us. We're going to do a minute of just a seated fold, stretching out a little bit more. All right, so a minute of seated fold here going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So legs straight, just stretching out those hamstrings. You might feel a little bit in those calves. All right, we actually want to feel stretching it. We don't just want to sit there and relax. We want to actually try to be leaning forward, stretching with our shoulders too, all right? Don't just sit there nice and tall and have a conversation. All right, we got about 10 more seconds. All right, good. So next one we'll do, all right, we'll go butterfly for a minute. All right, so palms of our, or bottoms of our feet together, knees out wide. We'll go for a minute here. All right, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, and go. Got about 40 more seconds to go. All right, 15 more seconds, just really stretching out here. All right, good. So next one, we're going to go back to our legs straight, sitting on the ground. We're going to do some shoulder work now. All right, so for our shoulders, we'll go one at a time, and then we'll go double. All right, first one, I'm just going to open up, rotate my body, touch the ground behind me, come back to the center. All right. The goal, though, is the arm stays straight. So my arm isn't bent. I'm not doing this. I'm not chicken winging it. I'm reaching towards the sky, back wall, ground, back wall, sky in front of me. All right. So I'm reaching the whole time. I'm not just doing this. All right. I'm not looking like this the whole time. I'm trying to actually stretch out that upper back. All right. We'll go 45 seconds one side, 45 seconds the other side, and then I'll explain how to do a double arm. All right. So let's get going. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so stretch and reach that whole time, all right? Hips stay locked, all right? We're trying to keep our chest tall, so we're not rounding forward at the shoulder. Get that chest up nice and tall. All right, and I'm staring at that hand as I rotate, and the other hand isn't supporting me, all right? So I'm just sitting straight up. I'm trying to rotate through that upper back and bring it back. All right, good. So let's go to the other side, doing the same thing. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so for the guys who always ask, Coach, how do I get my vertical up? This is probably the easiest way to get your vertical up, all right? When you guys walk through, we make you do this. When you guys jump, you can't get your arm overhead because it's tight. You lose like 3 to 4 inches in your vertical. So if you have the ability to put your arm overhead, you're going to gain 3 to 4 inches in your vertical easily. All right, if you guys are always chicken winging your arm overhead, you lose those inches because we always start like this. All right, good. So the double one, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, all right? For the double, as I reach overhead, I don't want to flare from the rib cage. So I'm not just leaning back. That rib cage stays locked. I'm bringing my head through as I reach overhead, all right? So it's this versus this, where my head is behind my body for me to reach overhead. My head comes through my body as I reach overhead, all right? We're going to go a minute of that, all right? So back out in front, overhead reach, head comes through the shoulders. All right, let's get going here. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, and as I press overhead, those arms press out straight, right? Think of shoulder presses. Think of bench press. All right, I lock that rib cage down. All right, we probably got about 10 more minutes today, and then we are all done. All right, so those arms should be going straight overhead. All right, good. So we can come back up on our feet. What we're going to do is just 30 seconds of standing toe touches. All right, you can kind of shake around a little bit, loosen up. All right, we've been sitting for a while. So we'll go standing toe touches just to kind of open up those hips a little bit again. All right, 30 seconds worth going in 3, 2, 1 and go. If you kind of want to like lean forward and shake out your arms a little bit, you can. All right, but we're just kind of stretching out those hips a little bit because we've been sitting for like 20 minutes. All right, good. So this is what we're gonna do next. We're gonna add a little bit of a complex in here. All right, it's gonna be a toe touch to an inchworm. The inchworm's gonna bring you out to the plank. I'll show you how we do it. And then we're gonna go cobra downward dog. All right, so where am I on the screen here? Okay, so I'm gonna start toe touch, walk out to an inchworm, cobra, downward dog, back to my plank, back to my inchworm and standing. So toe touch, inchworm, cobra, downward dog, back to my inchworm. All right. For this one, we're going to go for 2 minutes. All right. So nice and slow, not meant for speed, but really just kind of loosening up those hips in all facets. All right. It's 2 minutes, nice and slow. Don't rush through it. All right. So let's get going here. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so we're about 30 seconds in. Remember, it's not for speed. It's about loosening up those hips, stabilizing those shoulders. All right, everyone should be able to touch their toes. All right, so we got about 50 seconds to go. All right, about 15 seconds, so maybe about one more sequence here. Just kind of finishing up. All right, good. So got a couple more here to finish up. What we're going to do is fallen hero. All right, so fallen hero is the one where I'm sitting on my heels, leaning back, stretching out my quads. All right. If you guys want, I know some of you, for especially me, it kills the top of my ankle. So usually I put a pillow underneath my ankles or I put a towel or something. That way I can feel the stretch in my quad and don't feel like I'm just dislocating my ankles. All right, for this one, we're going to go for a minute. I'll give you guys a few seconds to get a pillow or set that up. All right, so 1 minute here, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And I'm leaning back. If it's too easy, I can put my hands behind me for support and keep leaning further back. All right, should feel this in my quads and hips. All right, we're going to go 30 more seconds here. All right, 15 more seconds. Almost done. Almost done. All right, good. So what we're going to finish up with is we're going to go a minute of child's pose, and then we're done. All right, 1 minute is child's pose just to kind of recenter ourselves. All right, going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Got about 30 more seconds here. All right, we're done after this. So we're just kind of using this as like a way to recenter ourselves. Continue stretching out our low backs and hips. All right, especially if you're someone who's been sitting on the couch all day doing schoolwork or in class. All right, good. So all done for the day. All right. So before you guys go, next week, all right, I don't think is reading week. You guys said it was the week after that. So we're going to stick with these times. After reading week, I'm going to talk with JP, and I'm going to see just kind of what's going on with Windsor and what we have access to. And I'll probably keep these going, but I might change the time because apparently everyone signed up for 11:30 classes. All right. So I might change them for a time that works for more people. For the guys who have access to a weight room, remember it's 2 times a week to get those done. So if you're a guy who's only maybe coming once, let's try to bump that up for 2. Everyone else, you guys have been doing pretty good. Any questions, comments, concerns? None? No questions.
I got a
comments,
concern.
What's your concern, Markin?
Owen was looking a little stiff.
Owen's looking stiff?
Yeah.
But Owen's got some work to do. Last week, whatever, you going on our like 57th week of stretching on Fridays or something like that? Owen thought cat camels were something else.
Bobby, you need a fucking shave, man, on that neck beard.
God, that looks fucking
that looks
gross.
so gross. It's not even funny how gross that looks.
It's mint.
Look at that. It looks like
It's all underneath. There's nothing on the chin.
it looks
It's
like
all
a
underneath.
habitation of science projects for fleas and beards.
You look like you're turned butter for Jeremiah on his arm.
Yeah.
That was the only goal with it. That's the only goal.
Yeah, you gotta call him Jeb now.
Jeremiah.
Jebediah.
Bushy ass fucking eyebrow. Holy shit.
All right, see you guys.
Arjun,
What
you look great.
What was that, Dave?
What's Arjun eating right now?
Yeah, Arjun, what are you eating?
Eggs and rice.
Eggs and rice. Wow, Arjun's on that game train.
Hey, I like the RV representation today, boys. Good shit today.
Yeah, all right. Good job, everyone, coming out. Hey, if we get more of these numbers, it's a lot more enjoyable, all right? Usually it's just me talking, all right? But if more
Bro, I love your voice, coach.
No, you guys can talk to each other, all right? I don't need to talk for the whole hour.
But they may put. All right, I'll see you boys later. Have a good day, guys. Have a good day, boys. Who's got the Super Bowl?
Oh, I'm going to take Tom Brady.
Dave, I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, buddy.